Attorneys say they filed a wrongful death and product liability lawsuit against Bombardier, the company that manufactures the Sea-Doo switch. They say 6 passengers were on board the pontoon boat over Labor Day weekend 2024 when the front port side began to nosedive, filling the deck with water.
Water conditions were calm at the time. The boat ended up capsizing, trapping 3 people underneath. 2 victims died at the scene. A third remained in critical condition before dying a year later.
The lawsuit alleges the boat company knew the Sea-Doo switch had design problems that could make the vessel prone to capsizing. It was part of a recall issued 6 months before the incident on Flagstaff Lake.
In addition to Bombardier, the lawsuit also names a boatyard that reportedly performed the recall repairs on the boat before it capsized.